Hey, if you like the videos we make here at Crypto Comics, please consider picking up my newest superpowered novel, Nobody's Hero, available in digital and print form on Amazon.com.
Hello, all you fans of the Mighty Eye in Webtown, and welcome back to Image Comics Appreciation Month here on Crypto Comics. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, Crypto, what are you doing? It's like we're 3 days into Image Comics Appreciation Month, and you haven't even talked about Image Comics yet. Well, baby, it's all about Image Comics here. It's Youngblood. Is there any other team book more synonymous with Image Comics than Youngblood? Now, Mark Silvestri might want to argue with me in the comments below, but I'm gonna stick with Youngblood. Not to take anything away from Cyberforce, but I'm sticking with my boy Rob. Now, this is the continuation of Youngblood Year 1, also known as Youngblood Genesis. See, in 1994 it was known as Youngblood Year 1. 10 years later, when it was finally released, it's known as Youngblood Genesis. Started at Image Comics, released at Arcade Comics. If you got no clue what I'm talking about, you need to watch yesterday's episode of Crypto Comics to find out. Because here we go. Please welcome new Youngblood members Link and Riptide to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Link and Riptide! Woo! Click. CNN was able to obtain this exclusive footage of Youngblood's daring Alaskan rescue. Officials tell us that field operatives Chapel and Battlestone reached the crash site within an hour. Youngblood action figures available to store near you. Click. 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 Miss Riptide, can I call you Riptide? Oh yes, that's fine. Mind walking our viewers through this clip? Sure, Julie. Last week, the terrorist organization known as Cyberforce... Net, Riptide. I think they were called Cybernet. Right, Cybernet, my mistake. But they launched an attack on the Washington Monument of all places, and we're sent in. On the screen there are Photon, Link, Sentinel, and myself. I'm sorry, I don't know if you're allowed to comment, but what did Cybernet, am I saying that right? What did Cybernet want? Honestly, Julie, I have no idea. Their leader, up on the podium there, was probably shouting it at us, but we were a little too busy saving innocent lives to be bothered. I love it already. This is what Youngblood should be. It should be just action and life as a celebrity superhero. Nobody's done it yet. Tony Stark almost comes close, but I want to turn it to 11, you know what I mean? That's understandable. I think the guns really speak for themselves anyway. Is it true that Photon there doesn't speak a word of English? Unfortunately, that is true. But the people in Tech Division are working on a translator for him. They should have it finished by the end of the month. That's amazing! We'll have to get him on the show when they do. What can you tell our viewers about Sentinel? I don't know if everyone knows this, but Marcus is really an incredible scientist. He and his wife actually built that suit he's wearing. Now, what's happening here now? Well, they're running away, of course. And what's that Sentinel's holding? The trigger to their nuclear bomb. Oh my God, are you serious? I wouldn't joke about something like that, Julie. So it's one of your first times out, and you guys put down a nuke? What is that like? Julie, seriously, it's better than sex. Good sex. Hey, I don't know if I go that far, but it's close. So the mystery man does speak. Why so quiet, Link? I don't bite, you know. Sorry, I don't know. Guess I'm just shy. Click. They can't even see what I've done. Sean, what do we have? Nothing, sir. No sign of the witch or anything else. Do you think Riptide was telling the truth, sir? I think the terms of her contract are quite clear, Sean. We may find a way out, sir. Is your television still on? Oh, how I got my powers? That's actually a pretty weird story. I received a grant from Gate International to study the aquatic life off the coast of Wales. Something very drastic was being done to the ecological system out there, and they needed to know how to stop it. As I understand it, there were several other marine biologists nominated, so I was pretty honored when they chose me. Gate was even willing to furnish all of the equipment. One day, I'm running some tests. I'd really only gotten started, to be honest, when something knocked me overboard. Now, we have seen elements of this in the Riptide miniseries we covered in Rob Liefeld Appreciation Week last year here on Crypto Comics. You can check those out in the back issue bins, the Image Comics playlist, as per usual, with all things Liefeld. I'm not even sure what happened. The current took me under and things started to go black. I knew I was going to die. And then I don't know. Then I could just breathe under the water. It's really hard to explain. It was some kind of miracle. It's remarkable how people will believe literally anything on television. They may have even believed the truth, had she spoken it. I suppose it's less difficult to accept a modern-day miracle when the alternative involves a somewhat mystical entity that calls herself the Witch of the Green. A mysterious entity that chose Leanna Creel as her earthly avatar before disappearing without a trace. And again, this is like one of the most fascinating things I've ever seen. I loved this in the Riptide miniseries, and they just didn't cover it ever again. This is the only other time I've ever seen any of this talked about. And that disappoints me. There is more to discover in the world of Youngblood, a lot more to discover. The tip of the iceberg has only been touched, even though this is 30 years old now. I wonder, does she know that I'm searching for her? That I intend to make her power my own? How does she know to hide from me? Sean, has Cougar answered my question yet? No, sir. He still refuses to offer any relevant info concerning his father. Physically, he's ready for deployment, but I'm sure you've considered this. What if we could have two? An illicit encounter between Cougar's human mother and something she described as a catman led to this young mongrel's birth. I've already lost the witch, and have no intention of allowing a secret race of these creatures to remain that way. Sir? Have Cougar activated immediately. Provide him jurisdiction over a small squad of Bloodpool recruits, an administrative task of some sort. Make him feel trusted. And if that doesn't work, sir? It will. Thank you, Sean. Riptide and Link were certainly a step in the right direction. Something to quiet those focus group idiots that had designated Youngblood as too unattractive, as if I wasn't aware. After locating replacements for Chapel and Battlestone, the cast will almost be perfect. No, I don't feel that self-conscious about being the only woman on the team. Quite honored, actually. There's more members coming, right? I heard there were a few more women in the blood pool. And you don't think this will cause problems? I've heard that we're splitting into squads pretty soon, so everyone will get screen time. Of course, it'll be up to you guys to play favorites. I think CNN is polling weekly by now. Special Director Graves must be enjoying all this success. He founded the Youngblood program, right? Graves? Graves. Actually, we report to Secretary Keever. Yeah, Keever's cool. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Did that brainless woman just say my name on national television? He's a racist and a misogynist so far. And I can't help but love it because he's just such a villain. He's such a great villain. Very much a governmental scumbelly. Get Temple from Gate International on the line. Secured channel. Yes, sir. I'd like you to explain what just happened on that mindless broadcast of yours. You've been told on several occasions where the focus is to remain. Then why does that woman even know my name? I don't care if the question wasn't approved. Someone on your end is leaking information. Well, considering that your company is paying for the show, I expect a degree of discretion. No, I agree. It won't happen again. Relax, Graves, and don't pretend you aren't loving every minute of this. Not all of us get to be king of the world, do we? Before. Nikki, Nicole, I've been running this over and over in my head, you know. Would you ever, what if I ask, can we go out sometime maybe? Alex, I like you. I do. But I already have. Oof! She's already spoken for, little man. Back up. Come on, baby. What kind of dumbass last name is Graves, anyway? Oh, will you stop it? Alex is harmless, babe. Totally harmless. Pusscake. Now, Bloodpool Training Facility. Vogue should be cleared for active duty in the next couple weeks. Our PR people are working on a few entrance scenarios for her, but they know you'll want the final call. I think it best to stage a hostage situation for her to single-handedly defuse. Select an area bank or hospital. Have her press kit readied. Our key demographic seems excited at the prospect of more female operatives. So it says just like the FBI's always doing, you know, they just set it up and then they pretend like they're the heroes, right? They set it up and then they pretend like they're the heroes. Problem, reaction, solution. Check it out. Take that black pill. The television appearance was a remarkable idea, Keever. CNN's latest poll shows popularity points for both Link and Riptide up by 12%. What's the status of Terrell? You know that serial killer that's been working his way through the Midwest? Terrell's working on the profile. They think they'll have him within the week. Unfortunately, he doesn't appear very interested in us anymore. That's Bravo's influence, I'm sure. The fool has a son believing he's better serving his country by chasing down bank robbers and drug lords. It may be wise to get Colonel Bravo out of D.C. I wouldn't worry about it. Jeff will come to his senses. The FBI doesn't have the royalty program we do. And besides, there's someone else you should meet. This is a new recruit from the pool. We're thinking of calling him Bad Rock. And of course, you already know Sentinel.
My God. You Graves? Yes, I am. We've heard so much about you. He's absolutely perfect. I assume you've recovered from your little adventure? Impressive work, by the way.
Thanks, man. That means a whole bunch.
I've been looking forward to this for like forever. And I know what Mr. Keever said about my name and everything, but I want to call myself Bedrock, actually. Well, I'll have to check with the boys in legal about that.
Oh, I love it. Inside joke for all the long-time Rob Liefeld Youngblood fans out there, because when he started, he was called Bedrock, and then Flintstones objected quite heavily and threatened a lawsuit, and so then he became Bad Rock.
That's cool. And I wanted y'all to know, I've been copping those cool Youngblood figures, you know? Any chance that I can get, like down the line and stuff? Like maybe I can get my, your own action figure? Oh, hell yeah. Just think of all the cool stuff it could do with my, well, I mean, that's cool. I just, Secretary Keever is the one that handles everything. I just assist him on occasion.
Director Graves, Secretary Keever, there's been an accident. You guys feeling this so far? I'm loving it.
The satellite images on my screen detail some manner of altercation between Battlestone and one of the normal field agents, some man called Gamble. The president insists on including our traditional armed forces whenever possible. He doesn't want the troops to feel inadequate in this age of the superhuman, which, in my own estimation, they are. I'll have to explain this to him again when telling him exactly how Battlestone broke Gamble's neck.
And the media has this?
CNN broadcast in 20 minutes. What happens now? The public will demand a decisive response, as will the advertisers. Allowing it to unravel at this stage is simply unacceptable. My work hasn't even begun. Cut him off. Battlestone is to receive a full court-martial. We'll arrange for a public apology from the president during must-see TV tomorrow. It may also be wise to leak a bit of information regarding his former Night Strike affiliation, paint him as a career killer, an assassin that infiltrated the program. He planned to murder the whole team, but we stopped him, thankfully. Whoa, hold up, Graves. Granted, Stone messed up, but are you even listening to yourself? You can't just ruin this man's life. My decision is non-negotiable, Sentinel.
The hell it is. I'm not letting you send Stone to jail because it's convenient for you and the damn president. It ain't gonna happen. I'll go public first.
You seem to have forgotten about the non-disclosure agreement you signed when you joined this program. I'd have to pull some strings to secure adjoining cells for you and Battlestone, but I'm sure it could be arranged. That's first. Second, while the program has been successful thus far, all it takes is one misstep, one inopportune scandal to bring it to an end. Battlestone will not be that misstep. Is that clear, Mr. Langston?
You're making a mistake, Graves. And tell me something. Were you born a complete bastard? Quarterback sacked on drug charges.
Guess they let him out of jail. Hope they don't search my locker. He can't play ball anymore.
You hear that, man? You hear that, man? They're all talking about you. It's a shame, really. Who knew they'd be randomly searching lockers on that day? Almost like somebody told them what to look for. You little son of a bitch! You planted that crap, didn't you, Graves? I'd tread a bit more carefully from now on, friend. You forget that it could always become worse. Trust me on that. That's better. And if I were you, I'd also reconsider that relationship with Nicole. As her friend, I feel somewhat obligated to inform her about that incident with the cheerleaders last week. The pictures developed quite well, I think. Wow, he turned into a dirty son of a bitch. Now, a being named Quantum appears from wherever these people come from and declares war on all man a few days after the president's apology. People seem to have accepted our somewhat colorful explanation for Battlestone's departure, but the polls have dipped slightly. Placing this fool into a small cage should rectify that. I'm not entirely sure what that maniac just said, but this could go very well for us. Graves, Quantum just murdered 36 people on national television. What in the hell is good about this?
I apologize. Poor choice of words. But consider that a dangerous superhuman is just taken to slaughtering innocent people live on the 6 o'clock news. This puts him on our turf. Please hit the signal, Keever.
Are you sure they're ready for this? That guy looks a little tougher than the 4.
This is what we pay these people for, to keep the country safe, and inspired enough to keep buying the merchandise. I want this quantum put down within the hour. All units prepare to launch. All units prepare to launch. All units prepare to launch. T-minus 46 minutes. No, yes, I'm aware of the situation. Put cameras on the National Guard choppers. Live feed to all the major networks. Yes, live. Tell Carter from ABC that Den is next in line for the post-incident interview. He waits his turn. CNN has first run rights to the press conference. Cougar's acting spokesman. T-minus 35 minutes. Temple, I want Gate International sponsors playing up Youngblood's heroic sacrifice today. My people are putting their lives in jeopardy. I don't care how it looks, Youngblood is not getting their asses kicked out there. They're just wearing this quantum guy down. No, you run that and the FCC doesn't renew your station license next year. Yes, that is a threat. Graves getting down to business here. He was born a complete bastard. T-minus 17 minutes. Are the newsmen on the scene? I wouldn't know. I've never heard of them. No, I don't know where the hell they came from. Graves, what are the new men doing out there? Besides taking up space on our cameras. Well, the new men showed up. How about that? Doesn't really matter at this point, as long as Sentinel's digital composite is added to the footage. So I'm just going to put Sentinel in the shot. T-minus 9 minutes. My God. I can't believe you kept me on the bench when I could be saving lives. As far as the public is concerned, you're leading the charge against the madman. Tell Media Division that I want them feeding every outlet, print or otherwise, response number 28B. There will be some collateral damage to account for. T-minus 6 minutes. They got him. Book him, Dano. I don't believe it. They got him. And with 6 minutes to spare, I might add. So what's the next move? What else? We put those minutes to good use. Government officials report that the area was evacuated. America's heroes quickly subdued the terrorist. Witnesses say the battle lasted only 10 minutes. Field Leader Sentinel remains on family leave. Authorities have begun questioning Quantum. I think Youngblood should be commended. And then Charles Xavier here, he believes Youngblood should be commended. The world is reading from a script that I've prepared. They do so for the simplest of reasons, the most understandable of motivations. Like the men in this room, the people in this building, they fear me. They're afraid of what I'll write next. And they should be. Before. Are you serious? He said that again? Give us like 4 chapters. You got a quarter. My parents are out of blah, 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 blah. The hell was I supposed to think about? This song is awful. You know what? I've been thinking. There's a few things I'd like you to do for me. This is how it is with us, Graves. I got to do whatever you tell me. This is how it is. And Temple, you'll start calling me Mr. Graves. Oh, it's Temple. There he is. Wow, it all comes together. Graves, you busy? Of course not. Come in, Keever. How's the wife, the kids? Everyone enjoying the pay raise? Yeah, everything's fine. They're all fine. You're in a good mood. And why wouldn't I be? Youngblood's handling of Quantum has sent their approval ratings through the roof. Revenue's up across the board. We're nearly there. And you still think we need the Terrell kid? He's the final piece. With Battlestone out of the frame and Chapel officially on notice, this team is beginning to look presentable. We give the public a clean-cut American hero, and the president extends our funding for the next 2 years. Make Terrell an offer he can't refuse. And please prep for Youngblood's public appearance next week. Let's take it to the next level. Boop, 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 boop. Chapel in particular objected to this. Something about the other hired killers referring to him as a sellout, whatever that means. Talk shows, graphic novels, action figures, movie options, all of this, invading every facet of their lives, and still they cannot see what I've done. To be continued. Well, I guess it is to be continued in the original Youngblood issue 1 from Image Comics. This is where it all began, right here, in a way. But in the future, we will cover Operation Night Strike and where Chapel, Battlestone, and Cabot all came from in the days before Youngblood ever existed. Now, this is a preview of Youngblood issue number 2, another Rob Liefeld Vapor comic. You see a few pages were completed, obviously, but this comic book was never released to the public as far as I know. If you have knowledge to the contrary, please tell me in the comments below, because I would love to track down this, because Youngblood Bloodsport was
really awesome. I can't believe it didn't get completed. Here we have Brigade by Brandon Thomas and Marat Michaels. See some unfinished pages here. And then, of course, we have some completed pages here. We will eventually cover that here on Crypto Comics in the future when we take another look at Rob Liefeld's fourth comic book company, Arcade Comics. But right now, we are celebrating Image Comics Appreciation Month. And I just wanted to share this unique item that is from Image's history because it is from a story that was developed when Youngblood was in their second year being published by Image Comics, before they had 2 issues published by Maximum Press, and then 2 or 3 issues published by Awesome Entertainment, and now 3 or 4 issues published here by Arcade Comics, and the evolution of Youngblood continues here on Crypto Comics. One of my favorite subjects, and Image Comics in general, is undoubtedly my favorite subject to talk about here with all you beautiful people in Webtown. And we will continue to do that because starting tomorrow, we are actually going to talk about an Image comic. Finally, we are finally going to have an Image comic appear as part of Image Comics Appreciation Month. So, if you love superheroes as much as your boy Crypto does, please check out my new book. It's available on Amazon.com in digital or print form. It is the story of 2 totally awesome dudes named Noah and Cody, who are just 2 normal guys living in a world filled with superheroes. And then the girl that Noah likes at his work gets abducted by an aging supervillain who mistakes her for the girlfriend of an arch rival. Nobody's Hero, available now. Please leave a review if you choose to pick it up. The reviews really help. And speaking of reviews, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe, hit the ding dong for notifications. Then hop, skip, and jump your way into the back issue bins, baby, because there's a lot for you to explore before I come back tomorrow with another totally awesome look at our very first Image comic book here as part of Image Comics Appreciation Month on Crypto Comics. I will see you beautiful people then.
When their parents are taken captive by a wicked necromancer and his sinister crocodile men, a pack of children from the peaceful land of Aquania must journey across their continent, meeting strange beings and confronting untold terrors in their quest to rescue their families from a witch queen eager to raise a demon lord from his fiery abode. The Young Barbarians, written by your boy Crypto, is available now in both digital and print form on Amazon.com. Published by the fine folks at the Lost Library. And support your boy Crypto by picking up a copy today. Link in the description below.